Adrian Carambula, Olympian, showman, Mr. Skyball himself. His streetball style and unique skills earned him the FIVB's top rookie in 2015 and the most entertaining player in 2019. I gave him a call to check in. We talked tennis, steak, Michael Jordan, and how he's passing the time. Hello, mate. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, very, very well. Thank you for asking. Right, I am calling round to check in because I think it's important to spread a bit of joy and positivity at the moment, and you are definitely a man who can bring some joy and positivity. So how are you keeping?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm honestly can't complain. Thank God I'm not in Italy, which is completely shut down at the moment. I'm in Bern, Switzerland, and
That's interesting. Why Bern, Switzerland then? Because obviously you get all over the place as a player, but what's taken you there?
yeah. So I was in Australia, and we were ready to compete in the 3-star. And 2 days before the tournament got canceled, obviously because of the situation. So I called my girl and asked if it was okay for me to come here, and obviously she was okay with it, and here I am. And
yeah, obviously nice for you guys to spend some time together, but for so many years now, you've just been in perpetual motion, either on a beach somewhere or on a plane, or in a plane, shall I say. How are you finding being in the same place for such a long amount of time?
well, I actually don't like planes, and I don't really like all the traveling. So it's quite nice to be in one spot and to have fun. We've been doing actually a lot because obviously we're not in lockdown. So just hiking, lakes, parks. I'm playing a lot of tennis with my girl's father, which is nice.
You don't miss the travel side of things. What are you missing about your normal life at the moment?
Well, obviously the competition, right? And not only at tournaments, like also the practice. You know, I'm one to compete during practice, even just with myself. So just the challenging myself with the ball and with my partner and my coaches. That's kind of like what I miss the most. That routine, the competition, obviously like the center courts and the musics and that life. But like I said before, I'm really using this time to reflect. I'm actually watching a lot of video, even from like 4 or 5 years ago, just to see kind of like the evolution of my game and where I was 3, 4 years ago, where I am now, where I want to be. So yeah, I kind of miss all of that actually.
Well, let's break that down then, because I find that fascinating. So, where do you think you are now compared to where you were 4 or 5 years ago?
I've grown. I've grown as a player. I was born in Uruguay, and then I was kind of like I moved to the US when I was 13, 14, and I started playing volleyball there.
Mm-hmm.
So before I moved to Italy in early 2015, I really didn't consider myself an athlete. Like I was playing high level volleyball, but I wasn't a professional. You know, I was very good. I was a pretty good player, but never lived the life of a pro. You know, so the journey from 2015 until now, I've grown a lot that way, especially like physically. Now I understand what a protein is, what a carb is, what I should eat, like cardio, just the way the body kind of works. I got like so much more to learn, but it's crazy to see my body like 4 years ago, how I used to perform, my movement on the court. So it'd be kind of cool to see that in this past month and to see where I'm at now.
So you feel as though you're in much better sort of physical shape than you were 4 years ago. What about the quality of your performances on the beach, on the court? Do you still feel as though you can get better?
Oh, 100%, 100%. I have a street game. You know, that's been my game my whole life, and kind of like basketball. You got the NBA and then you have the N1. I've always been on the N1 type of game. You know, so giving discipline to my game, like on and off the court, that it's been what's been improving my performance. You know, because the world, especially the last couple of years, it got crazy. The level is just really, really tough. So talent's not really good enough right now. So you got to put in the work and all that stuff.
I'm glad you brought up the like street ball side of things though, because it seems like you instinctively play a really natural game with some of those sort of physical gifts that a lot of players don't have. Is that something that's quite difficult for you to maintain? Because there seems to be, in terms of coaching, there's like a way of playing, a way of serving, a way of setting, and you tend to go against the grain. Has there ever been a coach who's tried to take that out of you and make you play a more, well, normal game, if you like?
I haven't. Well, let's start by the fact that I haven't really gotten coached by so many coaches. I've been pretty lucky though, because the ones that I've had, they've actually identified the type of player that I was, and they actually try to feed me like, hey, don't change who you are, because that's what makes me, you know. We have been putting some sort of discipline, you know, like right now with my game with Rossi, you know, it is, people see like so much chaos, but it's controlled chaos. There's a discipline to it. There's a decision making. So yeah, that's so far so good. I haven't found a coach that has been trying to limit, because I think that's gonna hurt my game. So it's a good thing.
Also, in your sport as well, characters are so important, aren't they? Like when you're playing well, the crowd absolutely love it. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You get such an amazing reception. What's that like from your perspective? Is that a huge part of being a pro?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Once I get on center court, I use the warm up to kind of look around and feed from it. Unfortunately, I'm one of those that once the whistle blows, I'm in a tunnel and I don't really get to see much. I'm just there. You know, the bigger the stage, the more chaos, the more I actually get to focus.
Wow.
So yeah, but it's pretty cool. You can definitely feel it though.
So when you get to those bigger occasions, then you almost feel as though you'll feed off that, and that'll focus you even further.
Yeah, it's like I can feel like we mess around with my partner, because whenever we go play like 3 stars, then I'm always a little bit like, damn, like this tournament's like, am I gonna be able to play good? Like I perform better in the 4 stars and the majors. Like I feel like the bigger the bigger the event, I feel like that's when I show up the most. So this tournament is the 3 stars. They make me a bit nervous.
Speaking of the big occasions, you're already an Olympian, but what about future tournaments? Is Tokyo on your radar?
Well, right now, out of through the World Tour ranking, they're taking 18 teams, and we are I think we're 19 right now. Okay. I don't really look at the list so much, or the points. I don't do the math, but we're right there. And last year I had an injury in World Champs that kept me off for a couple of tournaments. I had to like pull out of like European Champs and the following tournament in Moscow. So we don't have as many tournaments as the other teams as our competition. So hopefully either at the end of this year or next year, they're going to have a good run of tournaments, and we're able to score the ticket to Tokyo. That would be cool. So
this delay might actually help you out when it comes to that Olympic qualification.
For me, it's a bit of a blessing, to be honest with you, because physically I felt like I had to rush my preparation because of my injury. I didn't get healthy up until it was like December when I first started to feel good. And then we went to Rio in January, and the rhythm was there. It was like there was no rest. It was like we pushed our body. So yeah, I was kind of feeling good, but I had my doubts. So right now I'm really gonna make sure that I prepare well for when competition starts.
Oh, fingers crossed. I reckon Japan would be pretty awesome. Speaking of awesome, you mentioned Rio there. How was playing at the Olympics in 2016 on Copacabana Beach?
Whoa, I would say bittersweet. I would say we were okay. It was amazing. You're playing the Olympics. You can't, you know. But so we were the first game of the Olympics. We were playing Saturday at 10 in the morning, I believe. Friday was the ceremony, so we had to skip that, which sucks. It's the first Olympics. You want to go to the ceremony, the opening ceremony, you can't. the day before, so we were playing Dopplerhorst
Yeah.
from Austria, and that was Saturday. On Friday morning, we wake up at 7. We get a practice in, and we finish the practice. And I asked my coach, "Oh, let me just hit another ball." So I hit it, and when I hit it, my back locks up, the middle of my back.
No
It was
way.
like, and Dopplerhorst were practicing right behind me, and honestly, I couldn't breathe. So they took me off the court slowly. It was pretty stressful. I had to play the next day. I slept on the floor, and I really wasn't sure how we were gonna be able to perform. I was really messed up. So the start was a bit stressful, and the thing that I remember the most that I took from it was the opening to the court. Like that stadium felt like a coliseum. Like they announced your name, you came out, and you were in the tunnel with the referees, and you open up, and just everything opens up, and it was so tall, and the people. That's the one memory that I took. How it felt to go in that stadium, that court.
The chance to perform on quite literally the biggest of beach volleyball stages. Well, do you know,
It was crazy. I swear that the first 3 points, I'm not one to get nervous, like when the whistle blows. The first 3 points, it was like an earthquake. My legs were shaking, and all my friends were messing with me. They're like, "Oh, you're the guy. You're like the first match. Are you gonna skyball?" I'm like, "Man, like, what? Why so much pressure on this skyball thing now?" Like, and I did it, and I don't even know what the heck happened, but we ended up playing pretty good against Austria, and then we ended up losing to Lupo Nicolai from Italy. And
you describing that sort of coliseum. I was in Rio, but I was working at another sport, and I didn't get to go to the beach volleyball. But just you describing it there has just made all the hairs on my arm stand up. It just sounds like the most incredible experience. No one ever gets to take those things away from you, do they? They are with you forever.
Yeah.
So do you know what? You mentioned the Skyball there, and I wasn't sure whether I wanted to talk about it because everyone must mention it all the time.
Yeah.
And it must annoy you a teeny tiny bit, but
because I don't have a story. Because I don't have like everybody expects. Yeah, this is how I started doing it, and I don't even remember how I started doing it. So it's not exciting for me to tell you when I started or how I started or or how I do it. I don't even know how I do it. I can't. If you ask me to do a video to teach how to skyball, I don't even know where to start.
If everyone started doing it though, would you be like, "Oh, come on, guys, this is my thing"?
Absolutely not. And I'm waiting for the next generation, because they tag me on Instagram all the time and Facebook, and I see the kids really starting to do it. I just hope that they realize that I don't do it because it's a cool thing. I do it because I really believe that it works, and that's the difference. People can't do it on a bigger stage because they feel they're trying to show off, and if they make a mistake, they're gonna get embarrassed. That's the mistake people make.
Well, watching you play and now speaking to you, it's obvious that you're somebody who's got a lot of natural ability, but you play on instinct. And I think there'd be the temptation for you look at a sheet of paper with like statistics, and somebody will go, "Oh, well, statistically it works," or "statistically it doesn't work." But sometimes you just need to feel it, don't you? You just need to know it's the right time to do a right thing. And I suppose it's the same
100%.
with the Skyball.
That's the conversation I have with my coaches. Statistically, it works because we pull out the numbers, and sometimes I don't get the clean ace when I hit it well, but I really get to involve my partner at the net, and he gets a lot of blocks because the guy's just out of rhythm, right? Like when I contact the ball, like 4 seconds go by. It's a whole different rhythm, and nobody's doing it. So it's an advantage. The timing, the fact that I have to be sensitive to understand, okay, like now. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I have success early in the set or in the game, and we get ahead 4 or 5 points, and then I put it back in the bag for the second set or the tiebreak if I really need to, so they don't get adjusted to it.
Let's talk awards then, because was it the most entertaining player at the FIVB Beach Volleyball Awards this year? What was it like
Yeah.
to get that recognition from the world governing body?
it's nice. It means that people enjoy watching you, you know. For
Mm.
me, it's like a bit of like, yeah, okay, it's cool, but damn, like I feel like I want to be recognized more. Like, damn, that guy's pretty good. Like one of those awards that it's like, I don't know, I'm never gonna get best hitter, but something like that. But I do like the fact that people enjoy watching. Not only myself, it's my partner too. The way that we play as a team. So it's individually, I have a little bit more of that spark, but I think it's our team that is the one that's fun to watch. You know.
Yeah, well, speaking of your team then, how have you guys been keeping in touch during lockdown? Where is everyone based, partners, coaches, and etc.?
Well, Solustri, our coach, is in Rome, also with Ennio Barbaro, which is my physical trainer. They're in Rome, and Rossi, my partner, is in Cesenatico, Italy. So yeah, we have a group, and we're sharing videos and just laughs. Yeah, we keep in touch all the time.
Do you say the laughs there, mate? They're so important at the moment, aren't they? So, well, certainly for me, it's just to concentrate on the good things that are happening, because there are a few, and if you can share those with your friends and your colleagues, that's pretty awesome.
100%.
Right, I want to play a super quick game with you. It's not really a game. I'm just going to ask you a series of questions, and we call it Simply the Best, because I want to find out the best things about, well, what you think is the best in a certain category. So, Simply the Best. First of all, best pair, the best team you've ever played against.
Damn. I've got to say Alisson Bruno when they were in their prime, like 2015 and 16.
Best sport outside of beach volleyball.
Damn. I like football, American football.
Best song to listen to before a game.
Oh my God. Because it changes every day for me.
Okay.
I don't like this game. This is like,
Sorry,
puts you on the spot. It puts you on the spot.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know. I like Notorious. Tupac. All
Good
those
choices.
guys.
Classic.
Old school. Everything old school.
Classics as well. They'll never age. Best atmosphere you've ever experienced on court.
Oh my God. Okay, so I was born in a soccer environment, and I used to always go to the stadiums and stuff. So if I have to pick something that relates to that, it has to be either Klagenfurt or Vienna in Austria. I think Austria, they get pretty crazy. I also really enjoy Porec, Croatia. When they those first couple of years, 2015, 16, they had it. It was quite a party. So, but I'll take Austria, Klagenfurt, and Vienna.
The best place in the world volleyball's taken you.
I'm not good at this game at all. Wow.
The thing is, it's difficult, isn't it? Because you've been so many places. It's not like if you were a professional footballer, you'd have only been to maybe 2 or 3 countries. So for you,
right? I'm trying to think. Like, it's like for volleyball, for like the volleyball experience, or because we don't really get to play tourists in this country. So I really enjoyed Australia. To be honest with you, Australia was pretty cool.
And finally, best food to eat after a game.
Wow, my friends are gonna think that I'm lying. I love just a piece, like a steak with sweet potatoes and veggies, and maybe a burger. That's what my friends will say.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah.
That was the game. You are right. It is a hard game. Sometimes I forget like how much goes on and how cerebral and how much thinking professional sports people do to sort of have that elite mentality. And
yeah, it's hard to react and say, boom, that's the one. Like you have to think about it, and so many come to your mind, you know?
So you say you were into soccer growing up. Now obviously you're a professional beach volleyball player. Who were your sporting icons, people you looked up to as a young man?
Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods.
Great choices.
If I could have dinner and just hug the crap out of those two, I wouldn't eat. I would just hug them and just, I don't know. I just love those two guys, what they represent, how they change their sports, their mentality, everything about them. Yeah.
I've not watched the Last Dance on Netflix yet.
Are you kidding me?
Mate, well, the thing is, because they're only releasing them one at a time, I think I'd find it so frustrating waiting for the next episode. So I'm going to wait till there is some more. And
I know, but you have to watch it. I watched yesterday the third and fourth episode. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
It's really cool how they dig into the story and the ins and outs, the problems they had. It's well done by whoever did it. It's pretty cool.
Are any of those kind of problems or any of the things that they have to deal with, are any of them relatable to your situation as a pro?
Yeah, you do have to deal with political forces, let's say, things that are out of your control, and I've always done pretty good of trying like avoid that. Like if I have to be with them, okay. If not, I don't mind doing everything on my own and taking the risk and invest myself. So right now it's one of those times where, you know, politically things got rough for us. So we're a private team. We don't represent the federation or the national team. And we like the freedom. We like that we make our own decisions. Financially, it can get tough, but if you make good results and a couple sponsors, and you get to have a good life, and it's not bad at the end.
And what about Tiger Woods then? Are you a golfer?
Yeah, in the US, I used to play at least 3-4 times a week.
Oh, really?
When I moved to Europe, because of the time and just training all the time, it's hard to it's hard to find the time. But yeah, I really love the fact that you spend 4 hours in nature, and you can get really creative with golf too. Like for every shot, there are so many things that you can do with the clubs, and I really enjoy it.
That one of the things I've learned over the years is that I essentially every time I had a wedge in my hand, I was trying to hit a skyball serve. So, and then I'd be thinning them across the green or shanking them over there. I've got a bit more.
How crazy of a sport is it?
Oh,
how mentally you just get brain. I don't want to say the word, but you go in there like, oh man, I'm gonna have a great day, and then you want to by the end of the round, you want to throw your clubs in the water. That's what I love.
It's amazing, but you'll always hit one shot that'll make you
That's
come
it.
back the next time.
And you think you're good too.
Oh, it's so crazy. Like you hold a metal stick in your hand, and you're trying to hit a ball to a target that's maybe 150, 200 meters away, and you're capable of doing it. It's so strange.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense as a sport.
At all.
What are you really looking forward to when this is all over?
I am looking forward to. So I told you this time I got to really reflect, and I'm looking forward to prepare like the right way for the tournaments that are going to be ahead, and try to score the ticket to Tokyo. I feel like it's going to be such a nice, with the technology they have and how organized they are in Japan. I feel like it's going to be a really nice experience if we get lucky enough to get to compete. So yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing the journey, prepare myself physically, mentally, and keep on having fun, which that's been the thing in our team. We like to have fun, and we enjoy everything about it, really.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna leave you go soon, but this has been so great. Thank you for having a chat. I'm glad to know you're doing well. But before I let you go, have you got a message for the fans who are watching this?
To stay tight, we're gonna come back on the court soon, and yeah, we're hoping for so many tournaments next year. So yeah, hang on tight, and more Skyballs coming.
I'll hold you to that. You are a good man. Thank you so much for having a chat.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Stay safe, and I will see you on the other side, hopefully.
Thank you, brother.
In a sport that's filled with insanely cool people, he has got to be up there with the coolest, right? What a superstar. So good to catch up. So glad that everything's going well in lockdown as well. Big things are still to come for that man. And big things are happening over at CEV as well. We are well underway with the podcast now. The Ace Space available wherever you listen to your podcast. If you've not caught up with the first episodes yet, do so. It comes out every Monday, then every Friday we go into depth, into real detail with these unscripted and the debates that James Fielden's been hosting too. Won't keep you for too long. I know I've got a habit of going on a little bit at the end of these videos, but really hope you enjoyed that. I'm still loving bringing Unscripted to you, so get in touch, drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, look after yourselves. I'll speak to you soon.